Hey Jim, how you doing? Okay, so good question. There's a saying in the music business that your first album takes 20 years to make, and you got 6 months to make your second because you kind of all pent up, and the first album is the first real expression you have creatively. The songs that made it onto Under the Blade, started out when Dee was writing back in 1976 when the band had a house in Long Island. Although the first songs he wrote never made it, which was "Pay the Price" and "Come Back." "Pay the Price" never made it on anything, and "Come Back" showed up at the "Still Hungry" re-record years later. But the songs for Under the Blade, Bad Boys of Rock and Roll and Day of the Rocker and all that stuff, that was stuff that, we had done Bad Boys in 1980. Day of the Rocker was basically written for that album. Destroyer, we had already been playing Destroyer for a long, long time. It was a lot of fun to make that record. It was crazy. We made it for a label called Secret Records, so secret nobody ever heard of it. They gave us a $10,000 advance, which we promptly had to give that money to the recording studio that we did the demos in for the original Under the Blade single, because of a deal that was made with Eddie Kramer that we did not know about, and I owed this money, and the guy threatened to break my legs. It's all coming out of my book, by the way, which will be coming out first quarter 2021, and I'll be getting into a little bit more of it. But we flew to England. It was a great experience. We were unleashed finally. We recorded most of the album out in a barn through a mobile unit. Fast Eddie Clarke did Tear It Loose with me. Basically, it was a barn with hay bales all over the place. It was really insane. I mean, literally hay bales. As a matter of fact, it was a working farm, and the farmer said that when Mendoza was laying his bass tracks, the chickens laid 33% more eggs because of the bass. I mean, that's what he said. I'm just telling you what he said. We wound up recording in 5 different locations, including Jethro Tull's studio called Maison Rouge somewhere in London. I mean, we used all sorts of, I think, 5 different places. And of course, the record came out. If you know the story of the band, if you saw our documentary, the record came out, and immediately upon release, the record label went bankrupt. So that's our kind of story. Anyway, I hope this gives you some information, and thanks for contacting me, and let me know if this answers all the questions. All right, Jim, you take care of yourself, man. Bye-bye.